Hi Celine, good afternoon. How are you? Um, I want to create another video for you. Um, I hope it is okay. I just upload uh, um, whenever that I can because this is what I think. As for me, I think it's probably it's a good way. I know because today I have quite I would say free time because today I do not go to work at the field, you know, doing all the gardening works, field works, because today is the Sabbath day. Later I'm gonna share with you what I mean by the Sabbath day, but for now just telling you Sabbath mean resting, so I'm not doing any work, resting from work, just like um, reading Bible and contemplating and meditating about the great I am and Yeshua. And I think doing this also is allowable. Okay, Sabbath is a day on the seventh day of a week. Okay, where I am and Yeshua want us to rest. Okay, so my topic according to this title of this video is about diseases, isn't it? Human being diseases. So Celine, I'm going to talk about why we can become sick. I think you already have a certain amount of understanding about diseases, isn't it? Because I do already share and explain to you that our habit of eating can contribute whether we can be healthy or we can be sick, isn't it? But now I'm gonna talk more uh, about this topic of um, our body can get sick, okay, can become ill. I mean about disease, okay, diseases. But before that, I'm gonna share probably one or two verses from this Bible, our Bible. Okay, I want you to I want you to um, wait. I just want to find it where. Okay, okay. What I'm going to say now is about the words in the Bible. In the book of Genesis, from the title of the book, the first book of the Bible, which called Genesis, Genesis. Genesis. Genesis means existing, creation. So, in the beginning of this chapter 1 and chapter 2, talking about the history of creation, where the great I am created all things, the earth, the plants, the animal, the fish, and all things, and also human being through the great Yeshua, his son, during this time. Okay, actually, in the beginning, Celine, our forefather, I would say that forefather, I mean, the first man in the world, the first man first man on the earth, named Adam. Okay, Adam, Adam. And the first woman who lived in this earth is Eve, Eve, Eve. So that is the first man and the first woman. Then from them, they bring forth next generation, next generation, next generation, until now we are Adam and Eve generation. Okay. So by right, every people on the earth is actually come from this man. You know. Okay, Celine. So during that time, during creation, where Yeshua created Adam and Eve, Yeshua actually give a law to them, you know, give a law to Adam and to Eve, because that is the principle of the great I am and the great Yeshua. Every of his creation should obey a law to like test them, you know, just like us. Everything around us is about obeying law, isn't it? If we driving in the road, there's law about road traffic. And even in the school, like you are schooling now, there's law. There's so many regulation in the school, isn't it? Dress, you know, about study and on and on and on, and everything is about law. So during the great I am and Yeshua created Adam and Eve, our first parents, our first forefather, first man and first woman in the earth. They're also given a law to test them whether they're going to be obedient or not. So I'm talking this because it is so related with the topic that I'm going to explain to you later about diseases, about the question why mankind, human being, can become sick, can become having disease. Okay, so but I want you to open your Bible in Genesis chapter 2, verse 16 and 17. Okay, after the great I am and Yeshua created Adam and Eve, so there's also the great I am and Yeshua created so many fruit trees, you know, for Adam and Eve as their foods. Okay, as their foods. Okay, so but there's rule and law that the great I am and Yeshua have given them. So this is the law. Okay, I want you to listen, Celine. Genesis chapter 2 verse 16 and 17. Genesis chapter 2 verse 16 and 17. And the great I am commanded the man here referred to Adam, saying, of every tree of the garden you may freely eat. Garden here referred to a place somewhere here in this earth during that time, for like a home for them. Okay, because the earth is so big, the same earth that we have now. Okay, Celine, I repeat, verse 16, Genesis chapter 2 verse 16. And the great I am commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden you may freely eat. 17. But of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat, for in the day that you eat of it you shall surely die. Okay, I repeat, Celine, verse 17. But of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat, shall not eat, for in the day that you eat of it, you shall surely die. Okay, so I'm just trying to explain to you what these two verses mean. So when Adam and Eve, the first man and first woman that have been created by the great I am and by the great Yeshua, as I told you, firstly, the man that have been created. Okay, I'm gonna just let you know, but it is here also, you can read it, but I'm gonna share to you. Adam, using the earth, the soil, also called dust, soil, earth, to form a man figure. And Yeshua, the great I am, how to say, breathe, okay, exhale, blowing, the great I am blowing his breath toward the nostril of the figure that he formed from the earth to that figure and become a living creation, living creatures, which is the great I am called that creature as man, man, or now we call it human being, isn't it? Then after that, he created woman by taking one of Adam's ribs here, one of the ribs, bone, the chest bone, and from that, the great I am formed a woman, and that is the story, the truth story about how the first man and first woman being created. So when the great I am put them in this garden called Eden, Garden of Eden, there's a lot of fruit trees there and many other kinds of herbs that have seed. Okay, during that time the seed is like, they can eat just like that. There's no such thing of cooking. I'm gonna explain to you also that later, why now we have to cook our food before we eat other than fruits. Okay, so Celine, but the great I am are giving command, a law to them, so that this is the law that the great I am say, of every tree of the garden you may freely eat. So meaning there's so many trees. We do not know exactly what kind of fruits, but probably I'm guessing because we are from the descendant of them. The earth nowadays also almost like, whatever that we have now, probably also some of that from some of those fruits tree that exist during that time still exist now, like I would say mango, orange, apple, grapes, and whatsoever. So means the great I am, when he say, of every tree of the garden you may freely eat. So mean freely eat. If I don't want to eat the mango, the apple, orange, grape, and whatsoever, they can freely eat. There's no limitation. There's no prohibition. Prohibition. There's no like I cannot eat. So the great I am said you cannot eat freely. But, and Yeshua said, the great I am said, and also Yeshua said, Genesis chapter 2 verse 17, but of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat. Okay, there's one tree, as I've been reading in the book of Ellen Goldwhite, because that is the extended Bible, additional information that there's one tree called the tree of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. So there is one tree that Ellen wrote in her book that tree is being put, being planted, being located at the center of the Garden of Eden. So this tree is named the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And this tree, the great I am and Yeshua have commanded that the command, you shall not eat. So meaning, cannot eat. Okay, I repeat the verse. But of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, you shall not eat. Cannot eat. Not at all. Cannot eat that fruits. Okay, from the tree that named the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. If this law transgress, mean if Adam and Eve eat that tree, eat that fruits of that tree of knowledge of good and evil, so what happened? So the great I am give also the consequence, the result if they transgress, mean they disobedient in the law, they go and eat it. So what will happen? So this is the consequence. For in the day that you eat of it, you shall surely die. So, for in the day that you eat of it, you shall surely die. So, what happened is that if you read again, I would like to persuade you and urge you to read this book, Genesis, especially chapter 1, 2, and 3, so that you can have more idea about what I'm talking about. So later they transgress, our first parent Adam and Eve transgress the law. They eaten the fruits from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, but they not die, isn't it? Otherwise, if they die, there's no descendant, there's no the next generation, and we are not exist, but they're still alive. And until now, why they're still alive? They're still alive because of the plan of salvation. Maybe this is a new topic, but soon I'm going to explain to you, but I'm going to talk a little bit about that. So because of the plan of salvation mean where Yeshua, which is our Savior, there's a plan that He's gonna replace, to like redemption. This is a bit of difficult topic, I think. So the consequence of the eating the fruits from the tree of good and evil is like have been I would say what words have been not happening. So that's why Adam and Eve is not die. By right, they should die on that day, on that time, within 24 hours, because within 24 hours after they eat that fruits from the tree of good and knowledge, they must and they should die on that time. But they are not dying because of Yeshua have died for them, though Yeshua not yet died during that time, because Yeshua have died only after 4,000 years after creation, after the transgression it made. But this is how the great I am are doing things, where with the plan of salvation itself is like already happened. So mean the redemption is already happened. So they not die, so they got opportunity to be alive and have eternal life, because they also are believer to Yeshua. Okay, so what this to do with the topic that I'm going to talk to you, Celine, about diseases, why our body can get getting sick. Actually, this is the explanation. When the great I am created the first man, which is Adam, and the second human being, which is Eve, before they eat, before they eat the fruits of the knowledge of good and evil, their body function, their, how the lung works, how the heart works, how the, the blood and everything, that's also called cell. cell. You know this term, isn't it? Our body is made of like tissue, and tissue made of like a small called a living, very tiny, very tiny, that only can be seen under microscope. A kind of like very strong glass that we can see a very small thing, and one of that is cell, our body cell. I believe you learned that in your science book, isn't it? So during that time, Celine, the body function of Adam and Eve, when they are not yet taken the fruit, they are not yet transgressed the law, the body function is still in a condition where there's no such thing of they can get sick. No, because the cell in their body is still in the stage of where it cannot die. You see, you know what I mean, what I'm trying to say? Not after they transgress. That's why they die. Adam and Eve die. Okay, it's documented here, they die. But they die after almost 1,000 years of living. After, like Adam, his age when he died is somewhere 900 something. 900, I forgot, 900 something. Then he died. Eve is not documented here. It's alright. But now the lifespan of man is become less and less, isn't it? And we know that most like man about 70, 80, female is a bit longer. I don't have that kind of statistic. Probably 80 years old and die. Okay, so what I'm trying to say, Celine, our system function of the body after our first parent have eaten the what? The fruits of the knowledge of good and evil, our body function is become, I would say a term like a non how to say, what words it become temporary. It's not permanent. What I mean by that is that it can become decay. It become, less and less. It can become all, become decay. Yeah. So, and at last die. That's why our cell is always being replenished. Replenish mean REPLENISH. Mean like our blood. The factory of our blood is bone marrow. Bone marrow is a place somewhere at our waist here. Okay. Also in the bone at our thigh produce blood. That is the factory of the blood. But the blood only can the cell of the blood only can survive about. This is what I know from my medical school. I hope they're telling the truth. I don't know how they know. I think they know. Okay, it's okay. Probably some of them fact is correct. So 30 or 40 days, and they're gonna have to be reproduced, to replace. Okay, just like our skin. Okay, our skin, it can become old, and the upper surface of the skin can can die and be replaced again. So can you get what I'm trying to say, Celine? Okay, so what to do with why human being getting disease? I'm telling this because I think this is probably a basic of understanding why we can become sick. So now, because our first parent have transgressed, so the consequent generation gonna be a temporary kind of body system. We cannot live forever unless if our first parent, they strictly obey, they strictly obey, they strictly obey, and they do not eat the fruits, and then when they have children, their children gonna be a kinds of body system that cannot die, you see. This is, yeah. Can you get what I'm trying to say, Celine? Okay, never mind, I think you slowly can get it. So okay, so Celine, what I understand, this is yes, you have revealed to me. Adam and Eve, before they transgress, before they break the law of the great I am, saying where they shouldn't take, no, they cannot take the fruits from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Their body system, as I already told you, there's good. The cell cannot getting old and cannot become degenerate. I mean, they become less and less and effective. And their body doesn't have kidney. Doesn't have kidney, and doesn't have also urinary, the waste fluid from our body, which is filtered by the kidney and throw the dirty fluid, dirty water from our body. And they're not passing motion, so meaning the large bowel is not yet there. That organ, that tissue only being added by the great I am and Yeshua after they have transgressed, after they eaten. Because of the transgression, the cell become I would say producing toxin. Toxin is like a kind of waste product, and become they always produce toxin, dirty things. Just like whatever we eat, we have to go to the toilet after a few hours, and when we drink, we have to go to toilet to pass urine, pass motion. Okay, hard material, a dirty thing from our body have to be removed. And sweat, because to remove the dirty thing from our body. Okay, Celine, so that is because of our body system after transgression by the first man and first woman, which is Adam and Eve. So their descendants are having a system of body that are producing toxin. So that's why we are given by the great I am 2 kidney to help to eliminate, to push out all this toxin and dirty thing from our body, which is produced by every cell in our body. Also, before they transgress, the skin, the skin of Adam and Eve, there's no such thing of pore. I would say pore, P-O-R-E. This is the term. where this pore is like a tiny hole where the sweat coming out from our body. It's only Yeshua changed the structure of the skin so that there's pore, because by sweat, the sweat is a kind of like also just like the urine been coming out, but not as dirty as the urine. Because if we test, we test our sweat, it's a bit salty, isn't it? That is like poison, okay, like a toxin, from our body, from the cell. So that's why after transgression, to make sure the human being going to be keep on alive, the great I am have to give 2 kidney to filter the blood so that it's gonna be clean. The blood all the time, the kidney have to work to make sure that the blood is clean, because the blood is always gonna have waste product, toxin, which is produced by every cell in our body. And also other method of I would say elimination is through the skin, and also through the bowel, the intestine, the big intestine. Okay. So Celine, so what to do? What is the relation with the topic that I'm talking to you? So why we get disease? So Celine, so diseases happen because there is imbalance. 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 Imbalance between the cell produce dirty thing, also can call poison in our body, and the ability of our body to push it out, elimination. What I mean by that, example, I give a very simple mathematic of kinds of for you to understand. Example, like our body produce, example, I would say 1 ton, just a mathematic, okay, Celine? 1 ton, meaning 1,000 kilogram of toxin in a day, because we have probably billion of cell in our body, isn't it? Okay, in our every organ is a cell. It's a tiny structure, a living structure that made the organ and made the tissue. Tissue is also referred to flesh, the meat, that is the layman terms. So example, just now I say disease happen because there's imbalance between the production of the cell produce toxin, dirty thing, in relation with the capability, the ability of the organ that help us to clean our body, which is the kidney, 2 kidney, the large intestine, and the skin. Okay, so if there's imbalance, mean example like I already said just now, if the whole cell produce 1,000 kilogram of poison in a day. This is only example, okay? It is not really like every day there's 1,000 kilo of poison that been produced by the cell. But this only a kinds of saying so that you can catch what I'm trying to say. Okay, Celine, so 1,000. So if the kidney and the pores, the pores on the skin, and also the large bowel only manage to eliminate 500, I would say 500 kilo poison in a day, but the cell produce 1,000 poison in a day, a dirty thing. So there will be 500 kilogram poison remain in the blood, isn't it? Remain in the blood, remain in our body system, that not being eliminated, not being pushed out. So that 500 poison that are being kept in the body, because the kidney cannot eliminate, the capability of the kidney and the the skin pores where the sweat is being thrown away. The sweat itself is a kind of poison that the skin help to eliminate it, okay, and also the bowel. So this 500 poison is the one that cause disease, okay. So meaning the leftover poison that have been not been eliminated every day, it become disease. Can you understand, Celine? So means, example like today, there's only 500 toxin been eliminated by the skin, the large intestine, and the kidney, and another 500 that have been produced, which is 1000 produced by the cell, is already been like stuck in the blood. So poison cannot stay in the body, because all poison must be eliminated as soon as possible. When it remain in the body, it can go to any part of the body, go to the brain, go to the eye, go to the bone, go to the lung, go to the heart, go to whatsoever skin, and then it can produce disease. So that's why people get disease, okay. So that's why people get all kinds of disease when their kidney is not good enough, and their skin is not good enough, and their large intestine not good enough to eliminate, to push away, to push out all these toxin, and the toxin can create diseases. That's why people can get cancer, can get skin disease, lung disease, heart disease, intestine disease, stomach disease, tooth decay. Like me, last time I eat too much sweets. When we eat sweets too much, sweets, though it is good because it makes us feel happy, because sweet is sweet. So we like sweets. But the problem is, if too much sweet, it also can cause a lot of poison, because the cell gonna have to process a lot of things, and the cell itself can cause more poison, and the sweet itself also a poison. So that's why it become multiply, and the kidney capability is like the kidney gonna work very hard, and it cannot eliminate as fast as possible. So the poison gonna stuck in the body and produce all kinds of diseases. That's why those kids who have teeth and tooth caries, isn't it? You know, their teeth and tooth become rotten, and they have hole on the tooth. All this because of the especially sweets. They eat sweets too much, you know. If they eat little sweets only, yeah, it's okay, because the kidney still can eliminate. But if they eat so much sweets, they're gonna get all this. Later, not only their tooth, they can get cancer, they can get all kinds of diseases, they become weak, their brain is not good, and on and on and on. So it's also applied to many other kinds of things, like, you know, eating all kinds of foods that are not good. When we eat not good food, they become poison in our body. So the kidney, the skin cannot eliminate poison. That's it. People get disease. So this is, I think, a basic principle, basic explanation why people got disease. So that's why, Celine, talking, there is other cause of disease. I mean, there's other, because previously my video, I'm talking about the habit of eating contribute disease. Yeah, there's other thing that also contribute disease, but eating habit is the number one, because eating unhealthy food, unhealthy way, too much, talking about too much eating also not good, Celine, because our stomach is only like this big. Male is bigger, female is less. But if we eat overeating, the stomach, because the food gonna go to the stomach, and the stomach gonna be like over ballooning, just like balloon. Okay, if you blow balloon, you cannot blow too much, otherwise it's gonna be, isn't it? The stomach not gonna blow, you see, because it's quite elastic, but it gonna become more bigger. But it become bigger, but the functioning become less. That's why it become less effective. You see, so it cannot, digest our food that we eat, because too much. We cannot give too much food in the stomach, otherwise stomach gonna always in a suffering. The stomach gonna cry, and if the great I am gonna give the stomach ability to talk to the person who torture the stomach gonna say, hey, why you are doing this? You are torturing me. Don't put too much food in me, I cannot do work. No, I mean, I just make a kind of like a good joke so that you can understand. Okay, Celine, so I think I'm gonna stop here. So summary, imbalance. Okay, imbalance causing a lot of poison in the body. Imbalance causing a lot of poison in the body. Imbalance mean overeating, and then eat unhealthy foods. The other video I said non-fresh and fresh. Fresh food, less poison. Non-fresh food, much poison. I mean, much waste product to be thrown away. So to make our blood always clean, so that we will always healthy, so what we should do? We have to keep this balance. We have to keep this balance. Means we have to taking care of the amount of food that we take, the type of food. Again, it's talk about what, and we have to give rest to the stomach, to rest after doing its work, processing the food. So all this have to be taken into account. Okay, Celine, I think that's all. I'm gonna stop here. So okay, hope you can improve your knowledge about this thing. Okay, soon, yes, you're gonna really make you a good healer, and you're gonna help many people, just like me. Okay, beautiful girl and intelligent girl. You are intelligent girl. Yes, I give you a very good mind. Taking care of that, okay, and taking care of yourself. Take good foods, and yeah, try to follow whatever advice that Yeshua give to you through me, and you can start helping. Yeah, probably Dion. Yeah, I do talk about Dion the other day, isn't it? About, I can see that she have problem of gaining weight, so you can help her. You can start, like softly speak to her about how, to proper way of taking foods, and on and on. Okay, Celine, I think that's all. Bye bye, I love you.